Also like to welcome the referees for this match, Mr. David Baggio, Mr. Kim Skelly, and Mr. Rob Bowen.
And welcome back to Dolphin Oval, and we are at the crescendo of the State of Origin series. It is the final match between Queensland and New South Wales in the men's open division, and we are at Game 3 decider. Each game has been really entertaining so far in this series. A little bit of niggle between both sides, and you'd presume there's going to be more of that again in Game 3, but it's all on the line, and I'm joined in the commentary box by Wayne Grant from Touch Football Australia. And Wayne, this is going to be an absolute cracker. You can just feel it in the air, mate.
Yeah, the games at men's open level, at State of Origin level, are some of the best to watch, especially the feeling, Scotty, in the first two games between these two teams. Origin passion, let's call it.
Yeah, there's been a few little dust-ups in both games, and one in Game 2 this morning that we witnessed. Nice little run in between Michael Law, and he got a bit of backup from his brother Lockie Pearce, who got some period of time, so plenty of feeling between these two. And there was plenty of words after the game as well, as happened in the first game, but we're underway. Langbridge gets us underway here, and Buckley takes it forward, so it's a nice settle. Bundy, Langbridge sweeping around the back. Hennessy goes on the inside to Langbridge. Well defended though, they hang nice and strong, Queensland. Bundy with the ball, looks to link up. Buckley comes into half. Hennessy back to Buckley. They've got the overlap out here. Now it looks like the referees are saying that this is play on. David Baggio's asking. No, and good honesty there from Hegarty. Didn't get him. And opening touchdown, New South Wales.
Fantastic skill. Hegarty, the winger, I think he called that he missed, but the fantastic dive flick pass by Langbridge out to Palau. This came off a dummy sweeper back the short side, so great start for New South Wales.
Queensland opening set out in front of Green, but he hangs on to it. Still with the ball now, Green. Directs Norman which way he wants him to go. A little bit of a bobble there, and picked up from the referee, Skelly. So, error, opening set for Queensland.
New South Wales open the scoring through number 13.
New South Wales. Now, strong touch there from Norman. And work it up there, sub-box side, the Blues. Looking nice and strong. Toner, who took that ball up. Goods onto the field now. Palau feeds it. And that's going to be ball down. And well picked up from referee Skelly.
Those first two errors probably just show the amount of pressure that's in a men's game at this level.
So Francis comes in field. Just to get Queensland on the front foot. Law on the field now. Pearce back to Law. Just ball behind Michael Law, and they've turned it over again, Queensland, so they haven't completed the set.
Both teams look hell-bent on playing fast, Scotty. I think that's why we're seeing those couple of little errors. Everyone's just trying to do everything so quick at the moment.
So Nichols now drives out. It's good with the ball. Back inside, Blackwood. Hennessy now just holding up to the captain, Nick Good. Nichols moves into half, wraps around Hennessy. He cuts out Nichols, and Shawnee Francis gets his hands on the ball. Another repeat set here to New South Wales.
Well, Queensland won't want to give Dylan that setup much more in this game. If you give Dylan that right to left ball, the speed of that pass is going to beat a lot of defensive lines. But good read, Shawnee.
So Hennessy again, just jinx, and they've gone straight through Dylan Hennessy. So the footwork and the dummy, and just a classy finish, but they've gone through the middle of Queensland.
Yeah, they have, and again, getting the ball in the hands of Dylan. Arguably the greatest player in the game at the moment. That's what New South Wales want to do, get him into the game nice and early, takes advantage.
So 2-0, an impressive start here from New South Wales. Queensland, they haven't really been down this end of the field as of yet. Russell moves into half. Pride, Russell, again, down, early ball. They've got him on the back foot. Francis, does he get there? Yes, he does. Referees are happy with it, so they've hit back. 2-1 now. New South Wales leading.
Wow, I can only say slick. If New South Wales' first one was slick skill, that was magnificent stuff. But the Redlands connection of Pride and Russell, they're fantastic second phase dump, whoever that was. I think that was Adam Pride. Fantastic play, Queensland.
Yeah, super quick and spot on, Wayne. Really slick. Really hard to do coming in at pace like that within the 5 metre zone. Great finish in the end from Queensland. So they reduce the margin. They're only down by 1. Russell, nice strong touch. And he gets a New South Wales player on the deck. So it takes him just a touch here to reset, which they do now. Hennessy directing traffic. Lanebridge is with him. Bundy with the ball. Drives in now. Hennessy, wrap play, goes back short side. Comes back to Bundy, and they just throw it on the inside, and a mistake there from New South Wales. So Queensland now, they'll start looking towards their substitution box side of the field, and changes are already coming on. Lockie Pearce, nice little pop pass to Mal Kenny, who's come in field. Now, good running here. Cody Green, he's really propping it, getting excited. Cody Green. Now Cridlin comes off the right foot. They got him stretched here, Queensland. Go back on the inside to Green. They're still going, Queensland. Now they just take their time to reset. So New South Wales, they did well. They held strong. Sweeper coming around the back here. That's Norman. He goes through the big left to right. Out to Francis. And pops up. And ball down.
What about that speed, Scotty? There wasn't a touch made from about halfway there where New South Wales are just scrambling with Queensland speed.
Super impressive opening to this men's open game 3. It's the decider here. Series locked up at 1 apiece. It's exactly the way we wanted to finish the State of Origin series. Big crowd building at Dolphin Oval now. This is nice running here from New South Wales. Good gets into half, turns it back into Blackwood, throws it back out to Palau, goes back on the inside. Good scramble defence from Queensland.
Yeah, very good defence from Queensland because that was a great set from New South Wales. Great rucky set, exactly what you wanted.
So Cridlin, strong contact. They slow the ruck up. New South Wales did a good job. Nichols comes in to make that last touch. Buckley's up in the line now. It's Queensland, drive in. There's going to be a change over here. I think he might have played the ball without being touched.
Yeah, poor old Justin Cridlin put his head down a little bit too early there. Scott Buckley, the wily old fox, just played the no touch.
Plenty of experience shown there from Buckley. Now good field position here for New South Wales. And they've got the lead. It's 2-1. And Townsend, nice touch there from Townsend. And Toner, he's with the ball now. Now they've got players in motion here. They choose to go the short side. Goods into the in-goal area. Does he find somebody? He does. Toner. The referees are happy, and they bump back out now to a 2-touchdown lead. It's 3-1.
That's good, and Buckley's favourite play from the Tigers Premiership campaign. They sent Dylan on the sweep, which really attracts the Queensland defence. And Goody is one of the best in the game at that dummy to the sweeper, go the short side.
So Pride now taps off. Russell and Pride. A combination between those two. We've made mention. They combined really well in the second game and already have in the third game. Played a lot of football together, those two. Russell fires it out. They've got numbers if they can get out there. But Pearce, he just props off the right foot. And touch made.
Fantastic touch, Simon Lang. That was amazing footwork by Pearcey.
Pride drives in. Green, his favourite left to right. Goes out to Francis. Can't take it. Turnover.
And a good read by Mads out there. I think he had him as well if Shawnee had caught that.
He's had a good State of Origin series as well, Matt Listo, for the New South Wales team. And it's been a good battle up against Sean Francis. Australian men's open winger in his own right as Palau comes in field looking for work. Gets New South Wales on the front foot. He takes it again. Hennessy just pops it up to himself. Goes short to Bundy, and it's straight through the middle of Queensland. Now it's starting to look a little bit dangerous now, and tries going through the middle is not what you want.
It is, Scotty.
4-1.
It is, Scotty. It's looking dangerous because Dylan Hennessy is getting his hands on the ball in that period of that part of the field with a retreating Queensland defence, and that pass. He's the best at that pass selection. Found Scott Bundy on a great line.
So Cridlin has a bit of work ahead of Queensland now. They've got to get back on the board. Townsend, he just misses his assignment, just goes behind Zanetti, but they're going to get a penalty here as a result. So another set of 6. New South Wales short of the line, called offside by referee David Baggio.
And I think Zanetti might have been in then as well if he had held on to that. So hence the penalty coming back.
So chance gone begging. They would have taken the touchdown over a penalty for sure, but this is the next best result. And it's Townsend. Comes over to that man, Zanetti, gets him from half, wraps around, gets the ball, dishes off. Nice quick roll ball. Back to Norman, off the left foot. And just couldn't get into position to pop that onto the outside there to Zanetti and Norman. They've still got touches here, Queensland. Townsend goes left to right again, and Mataliso just slips. I don't know if there was much he would have been able to do regardless. And Sean Francis hits back for Queensland, 4-2 New South Wales.
Yeah, very important for Queensland to get Pete Norman in the game as well, which he is there off the ML setup. Unfortunate for Mads. I think he was reading the link anyway, came in and slipped. But, yeah, good hit back by Queensland there, exactly what they needed.
Townsend on to number 2, Sean Francis. Scores now, New South Wales 4,
Langridge,
Queensland 2.
sorry,
Just over 10 minutes
got us underway again. Hennessy fakes to Bundy. He'll come back to him now. And Bundy's on this side with Nick Good. Hennessy's hovering around the middle. Bundy, Good, fires it out. Sean Francis turns to chase and gets there in the end, makes the touch on James Shute. So good turn and chase there from Sean Francis. Goes the short ball. Palau sniffing through the middle, and a penalty given away here. Now, it's called that he's taking him off the ball, but looked like he was just running in towards Queensland defence.
Yeah, I think he called that he tackled him too early. I think that was the sign. But, yeah.
The early tackle. So, 6 more touches here. As Corey Russell makes a good touch on the New South Wales attack. Good, takes off. Now he's in the in-goal area here, Good. He's just got to find someone to link up with. The Queenslanders are doing well to scramble so far. There's going to be a penalty here. And they might have got hands on the New South Wales attack. Just waiting for the signal.
There's a hold off the ball, Scotty. Adam Pride's being spoken to, I think.
Adam Pride's been called up out of line and a forced substitution. So New South Wales need to go now. They've got the advantage with a player off the field, but they're just content with holding it back. And that gives Zanetti the chance to get back onto the field now for Queensland. So still 6-on-6, but they've got touches up their sleeve. It's Bundy. There's a bit of a standoff between both teams. Russell comes up to make the touch. Hennessy goes to Bundy off the right foot. Francis comes screaming in off the wing, puts pressure on, and a result for the Queenslanders. Error from New South Wales.
And I'd like Queensland to be a little bit more proactive in defence there. Like if they're going to let Bundy and Dillon play the ball where they want, it's only a matter of time, I think.
So Pearce drives in. Zanetti looks left to right, gets a touch on that one. Yeah, hand out there from Langbridge. So another 6 touches here for Queensland. Can they mount the pressure, reduce the margin to 1? They're down by 2 at the moment. It's 4-2 to New South Wales. A deciding match here in the men's open division. Law. Pearce now goes off the left, goes off the right. And they hold strong, New South Wales. Pearce again. So strike here for Queensland. Pearce, Law and Norman all on the park. Norman goes in, gives Pearce early ball, but it's out in front of him. And they've turned it over, Queensland.
Yeah, unfortunate. I think Pearce might have had Scotty Bundy for a bit of speed there too, but unfortunate.
So Palau just palowing up the field.
One of your best.
So I
for the
can't believe it
last
took till the last game for that to come out, but you always bring your ace card when the moment's right. So now it's Toner again. He's been pretty impressive. Toner, good. Tries to take on Michael Law. He was onside Michael Law.
New South Wales really flowing up the field nicely, Scotty. They really seem to be getting some easy shots down Queensland's end at the moment.
So Queensland going through the middle of New South Wales. Russell, they fire it out. Back into Pride. Russell, Green, just going away from Russell, but turns it back on the inside. So Cody, he goes onto the short side. Pride off the left foot. Beautiful footwork from Adam Pride. Snapped off that left foot as soon as he got the ball. Did the New South Wales defence. All ends up. And they've brought it back. It's 4-3 now. New South Wales in the lead.
Fantastic. Again, fantastic skill. I think Adam Pride actually stepped while the ball was in the air and caught James Blackwood, unfortunately, just retreating. Good ball for Cody Green. Queensland got on a bit of a roll there. That's probably the type of set that they want to continue with.
So still 6 minutes left in this first half. Still plenty of time. As New South Wales, they've got the lead still. They've been in front all game, but Queensland, they're starting to claw their way back. They're only down by 1 now. As they go out the back, big collision there. Mal Kenny come up out of the line. Referees are happy with that. Just a little bit of body to body. He's a big boy, Mal Kenny, so and Dylan, you might have felt that one. So New South Wales, they've just cruised through again, so flat-footed Queensland. And New South Wales, they pump back out to a 2-touchdown lead. It's 5 touchdowns to 3, New South Wales over Queensland.
We get Alex Langbridge, great young talent coming through the national program there on the sweeper to the short side. Good speed, Alex.
So Queensland, can they reduce it back down to a 1-touchdown deficit? Coming up to 5 minutes left in this first half. Been a high-intensity match, and it's just gone behind Cormac Hock. And now he's clutching at the ankle here, Cormac. So in the New South Wales players are showing a bit of concern. So it might be a serious injury. And he's just going to hobble off towards the back. So it's not good news for Cormac, but he is trying to jog it out. So hopefully not as bad as what first thought. And New South Wales will carry on now. And they're coming out of their end. The Blues, Buckley, just straight forward. The old head, Scott Buckley. And again, they're over the halfway line. The Blues. Bundy turns on the inside. They've turned it over regardless. The Queenslanders were claiming a penalty, and they're going to get it.
Yeah, that's the first real set I can remember the New South Wales not completing so far.
So yeah, they've been pretty clinical. The Blues. First error, can Queensland make them pay? They want to get back into this match. 5-4 going into halftime would sound not too bad for the Queensland coach, Phil Guymore. Michael Law. Pearce in the half now. Looks to go inside, well covered, and it's going to be a penalty coming here to New South Wales. And referee has indicated that he's grabbed at the shirt. Nick Good, he was off to the races.
I think it was Laurie trying to take a little bit of advantage, holding Goody out for the ninja play or the back inside there that he got penalised for.
So the Blues, right-hand side now. Buckley, just more of the same from Buckley. Hennessy's just happy just to stroll up, and he's just going to take it back to the mark. So the Langbridge now. And it's his cousin that gets through, and they might connect here, the Langbridge boys, but Adam Pride, wow, that's a really close call. Jeez, it looked like Adam might have had hands on him there, but the referee has said ball down, and New South Wales, they push out again, 6-3.
Again, New South Wales now complete the next set, putting Queensland's defensive line under a lot of pressure there. And Alex Langbridge, like we said before, he's got some fantastic speed off the mark. The Langbridge boys combining there.
Yeah, looking at the replay, really tough call the referee has made. That's in the history books now. New South Wales 6-3, so a lot of hard work ahead of the Queenslanders. They've got to peg this back. There's only 2.5 minutes left to go in the first half as Green just goes to rip one of those left to rights, and Simon Lane gets up in the lane. So 6 more touches to Queensland. Can they polish one off here? Pearce is working his way back onto the field. There's a penalty coming again. So not making the line, looks like the call.
Simon Lang just there in the pocket, just not really moving forward at the moment. Now he's moving.
So Norman, Cridlin, back to Norman. And he looks to go on the inside, and I think he does. Gets outside his man, Peter Norman. So they pull one back. They're still hanging in this match, Queensland, 6-4.
There's nothing really on there. They just brought Cameron Nichols up a little bit too far out of where he wanted to be, and Pete Norman's speed just burning Camo to the outside.
So 1.5 left on the clock. They want to hold this set here, Queensland. They don't want New South Wales to get back out to a 3-touchdown lead. 2's achievable for them. They're going to feel like they can still be in this match going into halftime. Hennessy just props around again. Ooh, wow. That was close too. It was really close.
That was close. Dylan just put that ball down so quick. So Pride must have got him about a step before the line.
So Bundy now. They go out this side. Maliso pops it back on the inside. And Hennessy almost holds on to that one.
How great is that skill, Scotty? Sorry to cut you off. How great is that skill our wingers have these days of that catching that long ball and getting it back inside straight away? Great skill by Mads.
Well, the wingers are super important to these sides. The way they finish touches off, but they also, like you said, Wayne, that supporting play with those pop balls on the inside as Russell now drives in towards the line. That's Pride. He goes the ball out. Francis is in the corner. I think the referees are happy. They're coming together. They're having a little chat here, the referees. Now the winger for New South Wales is not happy, but it is Trident short Francis. And exactly what Queensland wanted going into halftime.
Exactly, and we just spoke about the skill of our wingers, and that's fantastic finishing skill by Sean Francis off a great drive by Queensland.
So Good's gone straight onto the ball here. There's still a little bit of time. They really want to take some momentum going into the halftime break. They want to extend their lead back out. There's a penalty here now, right in front of the referee. They fire it out. They might get there. It just drops away. So they went the all-or-nothing play. Had to do it as the hooter goes in the background. And, wow, that's not a bad result in the end for Queensland. They've been clawing back the whole first half and have been behind New South Wales, but they've managed to draw it back to a 1-touchdown deficit. New South Wales going to the halftime break. 6, Queensland 5.
Football left in this series. Who's going to want it most? One minute, players and referees. 1 minute.
Well, welcome back, Dolphin Oval. The last match of the 2018 State of Origin series, and it is living up to everything expected. It's New South Wales leading 6 over Queensland 5, and Wayne, really, really entertaining first half, and you just got that feeling about this game that it's really going to explode in the second.
Yeah, I do, Scotty, as we're talking over the half-time break. A great feeling about this game. New South Wales got Dylan into the game really, really early, and Dylan did what Dylan does, set up a couple of tries, but Queensland really, they ground their way back into the game and probably finished the half a little bit better, I would say. So I think we've seen more of what each team will try to do in the second half in those periods. Queensland will try to grind them down, and New South Wales get Dylan into the game here.
So it'll be Norman who will get us underway. Queensland have the tap. Oh, they'd love to get one straight off the tap here to level it up. Norman again. Just taking the meters, working with Justin Cridland here. Peter Norman. And just propping, dancing around. Green. Have they got a set play up their hand? Norman takes the space, flicks on the inside to Pearce, and just couldn't connect there. If that did, might have been a chance for the Queenslanders.
Good recovery, Simon Lang. I thought Pete Norman had him there. Just went for the back inside flick, which I rate, by the way. Oh, lots of feet in that roll ball.
So
crowd didn't like
New
it,
South Wales. And a handy one at that. And they just burn a touch as they get substitutions onto the park. Nick Good, the captain, just steadying the ship. Bundy as well. So plenty of experience out there for New South Wales as Hennessy moves into half. Goes on the inside to Bundy. I think the referee's happy with that. Yeah, touchdown there. So great opening hit out New South Wales. Scott Bundy scores the opening touchdown in the second half.
A little ninja on the link there between Dylan and Scotty Bundy. Fantastic play. Really hard to cover Dylan in every single area there.
So they push it back out to 2. 7-5, New South Wales. They get the opening touchdown of the second half. Can the Queenslanders hit back? And the home team here. Plenty of support in the crowds. Oh, they've missed their assignment there. They weren't too set on what the actual play was. Miscommunication between players in the Queensland attacking line, and Wool just gets thrown away from Townsend. So New South Wales, yeah, working up the field. Blackwood, Buckley, and Langbridge again. Langbridge driving nice and straight and hard. It's his cousin in, fires it out. Now they've got an opportunity here. Gets on the inside as Zanetti, but Michael Law comes in, and there's been a little bit of a collision here. One of the New South Wales players has gone down.
I think that's Cameron Nichols that's gone down. But look, on the back of a fantastic, what about that rucking set from New South Wales there? They got to halfway, 3 touches. That is Camo, unfortunately. He's been known, he's got a few shoulder injuries in the past. He's okay. He's okay. We'll run that off.
Yeah, a little bit ginger, but he's going to come towards the sideline. But plenty of ticket, no doubt. You'll see Cameron Nichols back on the field. You got a feeling. Michael Law drives in. He's off his feet. Law back on now. Russell. Law takes the ball back in, just straight up through the middle. Green. So Pride now turns it back into Russell. Can this combination of Pride and Russell work again? Here goes Pride. Cuts out Russell to Green. Back on the inside, but ball down. Change over. So a couple of errors for Queensland to start the second half.
Yeah, but they're really having a crack, Scotty, aren't they? They're not leaving anything out there.
So Langbridge and Francis just kind of pulled his body out of the way there. Ends up being an over-the-mark penalty to Queensland. Great field position here for the Maroons.
What about my curse on New South Wales rucking now? I just said that was the best set ever, and then they just can't complete the next one.
So Queensland, Russell takes him on here. Russell gets it under Cody Green. I think the referees are happy, are they? No, touch made. Wow, big touch there.
Great touch, Dylan Hennessy. He covered both spaces there.
Russell, Green's in the half again. Now, Lockie Pearce has just come onto the back, so it just gives him time to resettle. As Pride moves back in towards the middle. Pearce is on his favourite right-hand link side. Russell inside. Try to get that combination now. Pride's not too happy. There's a little bit of talk. Now 6 to go.
6.
So, geez, I'm not too sure whether New South Wales actually said, yes, sir, we hit that, because looked like referee Badger was about to move into position to change it over. But as a result, Queensland, they've got another 6 touches here.
And I thought that play was on too. The little Redland connection there once again. I thought the back inside was on. Lucky for the knockdown.
and Norman working together. Pearce is sweeping around the back. Norman chooses to go to the short side. Yeah, and that's a touchdown. Yeah, Justin Cridlin. So nice work move there, Norman. He's really coming into his own here in the second half as well. Beautiful play from Queensland. They're down to being behind by 1, 7-6.
Yeah, very similar play to what New South Wales run in the first half with Goody. Pete, dumb in the sweeper. Going short side, too hard for a link on this side. He can't get good position to cover that, and yeah, good hit back.
So Bundy restarts, and Nichols is back out there. Good to see. He's in half now, feeds it to Hennessy. He's got the ball again here, Nichols. Australian mixed open captain. Nice strong touch there from Francis coming in off his right wing. Hennessy. And they're trying to get Queensland players to come forward here. Referees are happy at the moment. Touch made there from Cridlin. Hennessy just props again. They hang off him, but they turn the ball over.
Important stop there from Queensland. Important stop. What they want to do now is just truck down the field, see if they get a repeat set here, or quite obviously put on another try, level it up. This is an important set.
So they've been behind the whole game, Queensland. They want to level this one up. And Cridlin now. Hawks out there, just takes it straight through the middle. Cridlin goes off his right. They've got an opportunity here. Oh, wow, Palau.
Georgie Palau saved the day there. I thought that was that was the exact set that you would want. If not for Georgie Palau's diving arm, they would have levelled it up.
Yeah, they were in big trouble then. 2-on-1. Benbow just couldn't quite connect, but they've still got the ball here, Queensland. Benbow's in the half. Law gets underneath. Touched on the shoulder, indicated by the referee. So Law rolls it. Yeah, he's just kind of holding his back here, Law. He might have picked up a little bit of an injury. He's still going. Goes in front of Benbow now. Benbow needs to link up with someone. Does so with Law. They fire it out to Cormac Hawk. The Blues are happy in the substitute box with their on-field team, with their defence so far. Hawk has a go. Fires it out long. Francis pops it on the inside now. It's play on. I think regardless, it's going to be a forward pass. So Shawnee Francis must have been aware of that, because he could have grabbed that one potentially and slapped it down really quickly, but it was going to be a forward pass regardless. And the Blues coming towards their box. Hennessy working hard. Blackwood doing the same. Nice and direct from Blackwood. Good now. Shows the dummy. Buckley gets into half, gives it straight back to Good. Off the right foot, they come against, they go short side. They're in trouble here, Queensland. Yeah, it's a diving effort. New South Wales have got it. James Shute finishes it off for New South Wales. They push back out in front. It's 8-6 now to the Blues.
Beautifully created by Nick Good. Finished off a good draw and pass there by James Blackwood. He'll be telling head coach Tony Trad that he can do that all the time. But, yeah, New South Wales, really important touchdown there.
Pearce and Norman working together. Pearce drifts out towards Francis, fires it back into Norman. Cridlin, Pearce is sweeping around, gets the ball, gives it back to Norman. They're in trouble here, New South Wales. Queensland have hit straight back. Norman, he's their man in this second half for Queensland. Great try, and they hit back.
Schmick, that was slick. The little quarterback, the sweeper quarterback. I think Lange was gone anyway, but that was really slick. Hard to react to a movement and a pass of that speed.
So Langbridge gets us back underway. And just work down the left-hand side of the field now. And Bundy, good running. Hennessy, they go out the back. It's Langbridge again. Touch made from David Zanetti. So they shut that one down. Alex Langbridge, the diving effort there for New South Wales. 8-7 they lead. Hennessy to Bundy. Alex Langbridge in half. He goes left to right. There's a nice link ball. Hands it over to Daniel Langbridge. The Langbridge connection. And he's flexing the muscles. Big Daniel is happy with that effort. They push back out. 9-7.
What a ball by Alex Langbridge. That's left to right. That's his favourite side. But ESP between the two Langbridge boys there. Knew exactly where to put it.
So they just can't stop the run from New South Wales. Queensland, they can't peg them back. Every time they score, New South Wales come back at them and extend it back out to 2, which is exactly what's happened now. It's 9-7. Queensland, Law, footwork from Law. Great defence there from New South Wales. It was Toner that come up. Now, little deflection. Oh, and spilt. So it's been touched from New South Wales first before it was spilt by Hegarty. So they hang on to the ball. Another set of 6 for Queensland.
Certain try too, Scotty.
So these are the little moments that get remembered in Origin matches. You just think, oh, if that was held from Hegarty, but it was really dipping on him. He did the best that he could. Next best result, they've still got 6 touches on the line here. Townsend, strong touch on Law. They'll just have to take the time now, but it's actually, was it too hard? Yeah, that's what the penalty's for.
A little bit too hard.
So
when you see arms and legs go everywhere, Scotty, I think it might be a tad hard.
Yeah, really got rocked. Michael Law and Benbow now. Intensity's really picked up out on the field. There's a lot of chat from both boxes. Benbow, good touch there from Mataliso, coming in and shutting down Jared Townsend. Hegarty feeds it to Benbow. On to Law. Green in the half now. Benbow, back to Green. Not much going on here for Queensland so far. Back to Green. Footwork. Benbow! He's under. That's a try. Well, again, really not much happening for Queensland, but individual brilliance and footwork puts it back into the middle. Touchdown to Jaden Benbow. And again, back down to 1 now.
It's hard to actually keep up with the speed of these guys, the footwork, the pop passes, the back insides. You just don't know where the ball's going at the moment. But what fantastic footwork by Cody Green there.
So they need to hold Queensland. New South Wales have always found a way to hit straight back and keep that 2-touchdown margin. Langbridge, Hennessy, Langbridge, Hennessy again, goes inside to Bundy. They're claiming the touch, yes, pull back.
That was that same play that they scored on not long ago, but Queensland up to the task this time. Good read.
So Hennessy goes to dummy. They're covered here. Bundy, yeah, well done. Cormac Hawk makes a big touch there.
Well, here we go. We're at that point again. Scotty. Queensland held them out. They need to go down this set, see what they can create here, get a repeat or level it up.
Can they level it up for the first time in the match? There's 8 minutes left on the clock, so still plenty of football ahead of us here in the men's open decider. Norman, they got numbers out here, Queensland. Pearce, well covered in the end. So New South Wales now. Bundy, just goes straight forward. Hennessy, more of the same. Daniel Langbridge gets into half. Mataliso's coming looking for some work to get New South Wales to carry this momentum going into Queensland's end of the field. That's Simon Lang now driving in. Buckley's gone into half. Fires it out to the link. Pops over the top. And James Shute. He's finished it off again. He's got a couple of touchdowns in this match. And again, they just push out. 10 touchdowns to 8.
Good finish by the Mustache, but fantastic hands. I think that was Cameron Nichols who managed to jump in the air and release at the same time. Queensland didn't want that. They wanted to get into the arm wrestle and have a set where they weren't letting them try there.
7 minutes left on the clock. Still plenty of time for Queensland. They've got the home crowd behind them. Norman looks to go onto the short side. Norman is in the in-goal area. Can they get it? Now, the referees will come together here. I think there was a couple of instances where Queensland players were taken out off the ball.
It was 10-pin bowling. There was bodies falling everywhere. And are we going to have a penalty?
So we still, yeah, he finally comes. Yeah, they take him out. So Pearce just burns one there. Tries a little bit of footwork. Lockie Pearce, Cridland, Norman. Great touch there. Buckley coming up out of the line. Pearce is a danger man. They've got numbers on him. Norman. Oh, and it just tips away there. So that's not the finish to the set that they wanted, the Queensland boys.
No, that wasn't the finish that they wanted. But look, they're really having to go. Pete Norman's getting himself into those good positions.
So Michael Law shoots up out of the line to try to put some pressure on. He makes the touch now. Good contact with Buckley. He's on the back foot here, Michael Law. So New South Wales, they've got their really running game strong. They're targeting Law. Langbridge, short ball to Hennessy. And he's going to take this right to the corner to wipe some time off the clock. And it's going to be really tough now for Queensland.
Yeah, very tough now. Look, just not enough defensive pressure there from Queensland. They let New South Wales off their line. Alex Langbridge, he's got spiders on him.
Townsend. Pride now with the ball. Russell does the sweep, gets the ball straight back to Pride. Zanetti tries to fire it out. 6 more touches. 6 more touches, but it's more time off the clock. We've hit the 5-minute mark left in this match. It's New South Wales 11, Queensland 8. They're probably going to have to score in this set. Townsend, New South Wales, they're just happy to let Queensland run around here at the moment as Pride takes it into the line, pops it out, Russell, penalty coming here to Queensland. Offside, New South Wales. I don't think they're going to be too disappointed with that.
Queensland need to take the game to New South Wales here.
And a touch made there. Law's disappointed with himself. Gets the ball back now though, Law. He's going to get it again. Pride, Law tries to get underneath. Well short. Penalty again here. So repeat penalties for New South Wales. They probably need to be careful. They don't want to go a man down here.
Yeah, they do. They need to be careful.
Law, Pride feeds it out. Zanetti gives it to Sean Francis. He just has to dig himself. But big touch there from James Blackwood.
Fantastic touch. He was around the back actually. He held up on the lead runner and came around the back. Great touch.
Law, Pridey finds it back to Townsend. Pride in there. The New South Wales crowd's getting boisterous behind their boys. They can see the end of the tunnel, the light at the end of the tunnel for New South Wales to retain their title. Goes out, inside ball. Mal Kenny tries to get it in. Now he's a little bit dusty here himself, Mal. And he shakes it off. The boys come together. It's 6 more touches to Queensland. So again, they hold the ball, but the clock's really getting against them now. There's 3.5 on the clock. Queensland, they've got to pull something out. They've got to go pretty early. Townsend back into Pearce. Nothing there. Now there's a lot of fingers pointing, and there's going to be a penalty coming here to New South Wales. And it's a really tough ask now for Queensland. 3 minutes on the clock. Might be too far from him now.
I need to force a repeat. I'll need to force an
Big
error.
contact.
Big contact.
And he's gone here, Pete. So substitution, so at least it's not a period of time. Arms up in the air from Peter Norman. Just another classic State of Origin hit. And New South Wales, they shift it out. Palau, look at that footwork. Oh, wish I could dance like that on a Saturday night.
Oh, I've seen it. I've seen it in person.
So Daniel Langbridge just taking it nice and easy now. 2.5 to go on the clock. Daniel Langbridge again. It's his cousin. Goes in from up. Oh, he's almost plucked that out of nothing. But Lockie Pearce. Okay, now what's happened here? Now the referee's giving it to Queensland. I thought for all money that was going to be 6 to go to New South Wales. So Russell, they've still got the ball. And a penalty given away here. A little bit of an elbow or hooking penalty. And a forced substitution now for New South Wales. So Queensland, 6 on 5 for a short period. Bundy comes onto the field. So we're back to 6 on 6. Russell, 2 minutes left on the clock now. Cormac Hawk drives in. Norman finds it out. It's been picked off. It's been picked off. I don't think anyone's going to get him. Sean Francis is trying to pick him off, but he's going all the way. Yes, it's Langbridge. That is game for New South Wales. He slams the ball down, and out of nowhere, it intercepts Queensland were attacking, and that is the State of Origin series to New South Wales.
And probably fitting that it landed in the hands of Alex Langbridge, who, in my opinion, has probably been the best player on the field in this game. Channeling really, really well. You got to put yourself into those positions, take advantage of that, and that's exactly what he did. So well done, Alex.
So it's all about pride now for Queensland. Can they reduce the margin? It's 12-8. Really high-scoring match here. Men's Open decider. And Pearce just barrels his way into it. He must have thought that there was a player offside, and there is. As a result, penalty to Queensland. Pearce just brings it back out. We're under a minute now. Pearce and Norman. Been a deadly combination together. Pearce, they come and put pressure on. Bundy screamed up out of the line for New South Wales. Pearce takes him on. Touch made there. Nichols. Norman. It's Michael Law coming in under Norman. Green. They put pressure on. Gets on the outside. Buckley. And they've pulled one back here, Queensland. Palau says no. Didn't get him. So they get one back and a little bit of respect on the scoreboard. So 12-9. They've reduced the margin to 3. But it's too little too late for Queensland.
Yeah, it is. Great play, though. The ML on the short side just catching Scotty Buckley a little bit too high. But look, this game's probably come down to those. And it does a lot at this level, Scotty. The Men's Open. New South Wales have just been able to stop that try when they needed to by that diving or desperation touch as the hooter goes.
And the hooter has gone in the background. And New South Wales have won the Men's Open division in the 2018 State of Origin Series. A dejected Queensland side, but too good New South Wales. High-scoring match. They've won it 12 touchdowns to 9. So that brings the 2018 State of Origin Series to a conclusion. A big congratulations to New South Wales. Again, the Men's Open winners. And New South Wales also retained the overall State of Origin Series win. They've come up to Queensland, taken the shield back down to New South Wales, winning away from home. So a really big performance from the New South Wales Blues across this 2018 State of Origin Series. Just finally, we'd like to thank the Redcliffe Dolphins for hosting the 2018 series here in Redcliffe and being a huge support for this year's event, and the Moreton Bay Regional Council for all their support. Congratulations again to New South Wales, and we'll be back in New South Wales in 2020 for the next State of Origin series. Until then, it's bye for now.
How you going, guys? It's the Junior State Cup at Harvey Bay. Let's see how we go.
And we're actually going to head back down towards the field now, and we've got the New South Wales
because boys and girls can play together.
Good.
I play touch football because I get the opportunity to represent my country.
I've got Nick Good, Australian Men's Open captain and New South Wales legend. They just won the State of Origin, mate. How's it feel?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm feeling. Tired, certainly. They're a classy outfit, man, and I honestly reckon this is the best touch we get to play in the world. And it's probably the only tournament where both teams send their best 14, so it's a pleasure to play them. We played hard, we played tough. We actually don't like each other on the field, but after it, things get heated, but it's what you want in Origin, man.
Yeah, and Nick, yourself, you played really well. Your defence was excellent in that game, and the boys would be pretty happy about the whole result in the end. Coaches did a good job as well.
Yeah, I think typifies the type of team that we were. We picked plays for roles, and you see the first minute of the first game we went down to 13 plays with Justy breaking his... but the links really stood tall. They only had 4 links the entire series, and yeah, they really produced, I thought.
Absolutely. So it's looking good for the World Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, it's funny, you go to all these selection camps, but I don't think there's a bigger selection camp than a State of Origin. So very proud of all my boys that are in the squad. I think they did their chances. Very high hopes.
Yeah, well done to yourself too, mate, and congratulations. Have a drink for me tonight, eh?
Yeah. Thanks, Billy. Just to New South Wales touch. Really want to appreciate everything that you guys do for us. You put on such a good tournament, and likewise to Queensland Touch. Like I said, it's a great venue, and we got to play on a great field. So thanks to both.
Good on you, mate. Thanks.
And congratulations. That was the New South Wales captain, Nick Good. And again, a big congratulations to the New South Wales Men's Open team. They are the 2018 State of Origin champions.